take your seats. Peaked attendees, please take your seats. We are getting started for Act number 2. Good evening, everyone. Please take your seats. We are getting ready for Will Pragnell. Please take your seats, everyone. We're getting ready for Act number 2 with Will Pragnell. Welcome back to Piqued, and this is a meetup for electronic music makers and enthusiasts. I'm your MC tonight, Corey Luna. On AV, we have Rich Hogben. We are hosted at Supply Frame in San Francisco. It's very generous of them. Our second act tonight is Will Pragnell. He'll be playing probably a pretty upbeat tempo tonight. And afterwards, we'll have a little Q&A session with him. So without further ado, Will Pragnell. Will Pragnell, everyone.
Hey, thanks. Sure.
So today we're playing musical chairs. Will, thank you so much for coming out and playing a set tonight.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So give us a little walkthrough about your set and how you prepared tonight.
Yeah, let's see. I've always wanted to do something a bit more improvised. I've always wanted to do something a bit more droney, I think you were expecting something kind of upbeat, because that's my usual jam.
That's what I've heard.
And I was working on something over the weekend, like an upbeat thing, and I kind of hated it. And so on like Monday, I was like, let's do something different. And I've been wanting to play around with the Octatrack. It does this like live looping thing where you can record and overdub and then mangle stuff. So I've been wanting an excuse to use that for a while. And then I was like going through some old tapes looking for inspiration, and I found like some sounds on that little micro cassette thing that I was like, yeah, I kind of like that. And just kind of put it together from there, really. A lot of the prep went into setting up the system on the Octatrack rather than the sounds, if you know what I mean. Like building a system that I knew I could work with a bit, and learning that, and then just hope for the best.
So the Octatrack was really the brains of your entire set.
Yeah. It's got like this mad thing where you can record loops in and overdub, and then have other tracks playing back the same samples you're recording in, but like with different pitches and with different effects and stuff. So you can kind of record like one loop in and play it back 8 times in different ways, which is mad. But it's kind of fun.
And tell me a little bit about some of the pedals you were using to play around with what you were doing with the Octatrack.
Yeah, so what have I got? So yeah, there's a couple of delay pedals. Had the Moog synth going through those just to give it some like space, and so it's not just a square wave. And then what else do I have? The Strymon, that has like this magneto algorithm on it, which isn't actually reverb. The rest of that pedal's all reverb, but this one is like a multi-headed tap delay thing. Had all the loops off the tape going through that, and then what else have I got? Oh yeah, the deco is just like saturation. That's just on the master. Kind of glues everything together, makes it sound warm. Yeah.
And how are you using that tape delay?
What, the little one there?
Yes.
Yeah, that's... I can't remember. Oh yeah, it's plugged into the Moog as well. It looks like I have it going through like 2 different delays. I like delay. Yeah, that's a great pedal. That's shout outs to Dame Dash. I found him on Instagram. He's just this like independent pedal maker making pedals at home, and he says that everyone he makes sounds a bit different, so you get what you get. But it's a great little pedal. Yeah.
You were showing it to me earlier today, and apparently it's he hand numbers every one on the back. You've got number 19. Yeah.
They also have quotes from Infinite Jest written on the inside of the case. I don't know what my quote is. I haven't taken it apart to find out yet, but we could do it later if you want.
So what really so you mentioned that you had an idea for tonight's set that was probably a bit more of what I was expecting to hear, which is completely different than what you did. And tell me how you went from going from that one set to completely going a different direction.
I guess just a leap of faith, really. Yeah, I was working on that other thing over the weekend. It was kind of like banging kick drums and all sorts of flying bass lines, and but it was just kind of boring. And I kind of thought, I pictured being in this room and playing it, and I was like, no, I don't feel good about that, so I don't want to do it. And I knew I didn't really have time to build something from scratch in that kind of style, like at least the way I work and the way I'm used to doing that stuff. I do it, it's pretty structured, and I put a lot of time into sound design and stuff like that, and I just didn't have the time. So I was like, right, it's got to be something different. I guess this is an opportunity for me to try something else that I've wanted to try. That was it.
Okay. No, I think it came out very nice. It was very melodic, unexpected, and I really enjoyed it.
Cool, thank you.
And I think the audience really enjoyed it as well. There was some great meditation going on over here. Are there any questions from the audience about Will Pragnell's performance tonight?
I'm just curious about the other thing you were writing that you didn't like. What format were you writing that in? Was that also with the Electron, or was that more DAW-based? Or
No, that was an Electron Digitact and 2 Moog DFAMs, maybe some effects as well. But like, it was really like lots of sample drums and other sounds on the Digitact, and then I don't know if you've used the Moog DFAM. I'd really recommend it. It's nuts. It's kind of like a drum machine, but it doesn't have to be. It does these weird like sequenced madness things that I don't think you can easily do on anything else. And I have 2 of them, and they kind of cross patch because it's got loads of patch points and stuff. Really fun for jamming, but yeah, somehow I just wasn't feeling it for this. It was more the other stuff I had, all the sounds on the sampler. I just wasn't into them. Yeah.
where you were there to where you
Cool. Yeah.
What was the original sound of that?
There's a couple of things. There's like some jams just from me, like noodling around on a Eurorack system. I can't remember what, like it's old stuff. There's a loop from a Max patch I made one time that does some glitchy things, and then there's another loop. I just got the Moog Matriarch, like that came out recently, and the really melodic bit in the middle, that was a loop from that. Just the arpeggiator, and it does this weird round robin thing where you can like have each note play a different oscillator and have different waveforms on them and stuff, so you get loads of movement, and it's super sweet.
Have any other questions from the audience tonight?
How'd you have the Octatrack set up? Like what machines?
It's 4 pickup machines on the left side, and then 4 flex machines on the right. And the flex machines on the right are all playing back the buffers from the pickup machines on the left. So you get the original loops on the left, and then on the right they're like pitched up or down or mangled, whatever. And a lot of the like lo-fi effect and the amplitude modulation and like LFOs on the amp modulation rate and stuff like that.
What role does that colorful mixer, I'm assuming, on the left play? Because I noticed that some parts, I didn't see anything on the level meter and sound was coming out, so I'm just wondering, like, where does that sit?
Yeah, I'm actually using that on the input to the Octatrack. So the tape player and the synth go through the mixer, and that gives me control over like EQ, what effects I want to put on it and stuff before I sample it into the loop, and then the loops are all happening in the Octatrack, and then the Octatrack out is the master out. So it's like a pre-mixer, I guess. I don't know.
And Will, where can everybody find your music online?
I'm really bad at this. I guess I have an Instagram that I looked at when you asked me about this, and I haven't put anything on it since June. And that's kind of it. I need to get better at it. So I don't know, come knock on my door, ask me for some music, I'll give you some.
And is your Instagram Will Pragnell?
Yeah, that's right.
All right. And there's another name you go under as well once in a while? Is that?
There's a few.
Oh, is there? Okay. I'm familiar with Friends.
Yeah, right. That's a name that I used for like more sort of, I guess upbeat, ravey, I don't know, not ravey, but like stuff that would be good in a dark room with flashing lights and lots of bass, that kind of thing.
More of like the resonant frequency style.
Right, maybe. Yeah. Like the stuff you heard me play when we met in, earlier in the summer, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, and that's why I was expecting a little bit like that, but I'm very happy with what you came out with what you performed tonight. It was fantastic.
I wasn't sure if I should have like checked with you first. I was like, should I let Corey know? This is the opposite of what he's expecting.
Quite all right. Thank you very much. Will, again, thank you so much for coming out and playing tonight. It was a wonderful set.
It was a pleasure.
Everybody had a wonderful time listening to it. I know, again, there was a lot of meditation going on with it. It was unexpected and a pleasure.
Are you sure everyone wasn't just tired?
That was just me. Will, thanks again. And everybody, thank you again for coming out to Piqued tonight. This is our 7th show, and we've got the rest of the year lined up with some really great acts coming out in November and December. Please come on out for those. It's always on the 3rd Wednesday of the month from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. so that everyone can get home and get to bed and get on time for work on Thursday morning. And if you haven't checked them out, this show is inspired by Resonant Frequencies that happens in Oakland and Resident that happens in San Francisco in the Mission District. So if you haven't gone to those shows yet, please check them out. They're always a fantastic show. A lot of us who are here tonight go to those shows. We perform. Anyone who wants to come and perform there, some of those are just show up and sign up, or in Resident, you have to sign up ahead of time, but it's always a wonderful show, and they have great visual artists at the same time that do a fantastic, phenomenal job. So please go and check those out when you have a chance. I want to say thanks again for everybody for coming out tonight. We're going to hang out for a little bit longer, socialize a little bit. Thank you very much for coming out to Piqued tonight. You all have a good night.